There it is. There it was. Just in case y'all don't know, I'm gonna tell y'all now. Wow, we getting started. It's your boy G Dash Jones. You already know. Uh, Hats off. Volume. Should I say hats off? Y'all know what this is. Um, every Thursday at 7:30, we do what we do, or at least I do what I do, which is why I'm here. All right, that's a fact. By the way, just so y'all know, I got the link in the bio for the Hats Off playlist, Volume One. Listen, you want to hear some good R&B, some good bars. You know, they even bring the guitars out, some good little rock and roll. It's an eclectic mix of local and unknown artists. Again, link is in the bio. I need y'all to check that out, so y'all can catch a vibe. All right. Again, that's the Hats Off playlist volume one. The YouTube version is in there. The rest is coming out shortly. All right. So listen. Again, today this is hats off with G Dash Jones. So today, our guest is Sarah Crawford. All right. Listen, I could tell you, but I'm just gonna bring her up because why not? This is my technology. There it is. Listen, and if y'all don't know, right, we're gonna talk about what an our original. Right, we're gonna have a couple conversations. How you feel? How you feel?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Listen, saving lives and getting money, good people. That's what we're doing today. So, welcome. Okay, so let the world know Sarah Crawford. So let's talk about what you do, right? You are a curator. Well, tell them about yourself. How about this? How about you tell the world about what you do first, and then.
So I am Sarah A. Crawford. I am fashion stylist, connector, curator, and creative. You're probably like, what is all that? So I have a lot of hats that I wear. I am very much an activist in the small business and solopreneur community. So that is where I'm able to connect individuals, and I have a lot of access to resources. I am also a creative. So again, I'm a fashion designer, fashion stylist. I also am a curator of events, but they're all about experiences. So that kind of embodies everything I do.
Okay, all about experiences. You curate experiences. That's what we're doing. Okay, I'm here for it. So, all right, now if that's you, then what's the whole Anara original situation? What is? How does that work? What is that?
All the situation, I'm cracking up. So Anar Original is my clothing brand turned lifestyle brand. So, you know, a lot of times you will see a business and it does rebranding, it changes, you know, different things. Me doing custom pieces for individuals. That's not always the best way to go, but that's a way to start. And with that, I took and I made the business a niche business. So they call me the queen of tutus. So I do custom tutus, and then I have a custom sweatshirt and t-shirt brand, and they have like different sayings and things on there. So now we're in 23, and Anar Original is evolving yet again, which is really great. So for those who don't know, I am also the director of the Women's Business Center at True Access Capital. And so I am running a federal program that deals with entrepreneurs, whether you're in a startup stage or an existing stage. So some of the work that I do there, I've also been doing within Anar Original. So in 23, we are expanding Anar Original, and we are going to start doing more branding. So photo shoots. We're going to be talking about your aesthetic in branding. We're going to work on your fonts and your colors, and we're going to work on what you want your brand to say about you. So those are just some of the things that we're going to be doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna back you up a little bit because I don't know if you know, but you just dumped a bunch of information on the audience. Like, I don't know if you know, like I know. I was listening. I was, okay, that's a lot. You do that too? Okay, wait, you do that too? Wait, why you got to do all that? Okay, so just to recap briefly, okay? So it's a clothing brand turned lifestyle brand that will also help other brands kind of build themselves up.
Absolutely.
Fair?
That's fair.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, you work with True Access Capital, which also kind of helps budding entrepreneurs, kind of get the funds, the capital, and the planning to get themselves together.
Absolutely.
Okay, did I wrap it all up in a bow? Because you said I felt like I didn't want to leave nothing out. Okay, all right. So, and
For those that know you, you put out a whole little letter situation. You said, listen, because you did a collective too. That was a whole nother job.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you know that's a whole nother job, or you do know because you was getting a check. But I feel like there was a whole other job that then you're now shifting into focusing more on a Nara original. Why did you want to make that shift?
So I thought it was important because I have had, I've been in this game for a really long time. When I started in our original, I was in college. I went to college, and I'm not about to tell y'all that because that's about to age me. I'm not doing that. However, when I got out of school, between living in New York and just kind of like bouncing back and forth between here and in New York, that's when I really like feet to the ground was working on an R original. So I just felt it was important that I tell everyone, like, this is what we're doing. And when you have a following, you have an audience, your supporters, they want to know what you're doing. So that's the reason, we did this letter, and we had to let them know, like, we are expanding. And the reason I wanted to expand was because I love the work that I do. And I also feel like when I was coming up and learning how to really be an entrepreneur and trying to grow my business, I didn't have all these resources. They weren't around. And if they were, I didn't know how to find them. So I want to be that to someone else.
Right, right. They should be the change you want to see.
That part.
Like,
That part.
see, it sounds funny because I said it, but it's not supposed to be funny because you really did change. Anyway, so, all right, fine. So let's go to Candyland Noir. Right now, I thought it was like no IR, like so you can't have nobody on injury reserve when you get to the Candyland, or maybe it was no R, right? Candyland no R, so no Reese's Pieces, no Raisinets. So when you say Candyland Noir, what is that?
Okay. So I'm about to take y'all down a rabbit hole, right? So
No, okay, so you can't say rabbit because there's no R's. No, never mind. Go ahead.
So a Noir original is my big brand, but under most brands there are sub brands. That's what we're going to say, for a lack of. One of my brands, like I said, I do curation of experiences for events. That falls under my brand Blondie Mansion. And so I usually host a Blondie Mansion once a year, maybe twice, but typically
Okay,
once.
I need you to pause. I need you to pause
I'm gonna
because I
pause.
saw where you were going. But I now need them to know what Blondie Mansion is because that wasn't a part of this. We was talking about Candylands and Noirs. Now we got mansions.
Okay,
I ain't
all
even
right.
I ain't even got a mansion. Okay, tell me about this Blondie Mansion situation. Go ahead.
Blondie Mansion is like an adult funhouse. Okay,
That sounds
so
crazy. Okay, like, I need you to
the
know.
first, the very first time I hosted Blondie Mansion, it was actually in a duplex home, and we had an adult ball pit, which sounds insane, but you go to Chuck E. Cheese with the kids and they get the ball pit, we want one too. So it's really about the thought of it was, as adults, we're always working. We're somebody to everybody, or somebody or something. We always have something to do. We have a schedule to keep. I wanted to create an experience where adults could just kind of be free and just be them, have fun, kind of just unwind, enjoy the experience, and just have a good time. So that's kind of how Blondie Mansion was evolved. So to Candyland New York point, this was the Candyland New York was my untraditional holiday art exhibition of Blondie Mansion, if that makes sense.
Okay. So this adult fun world. Describe it. Let the people know what are they seeing when they walk in? Because they ain't no freaky
So,
stuff. So they need to know. Because when you say, listen. I know adults. Okay, so I feel like we should clarify that. And, you got to know what people think that. So tell them what to think when what will they see when they walk into this Candyland? Is it candy involved? Like you better not call it Candyland. It ain't got no candy. This is a whole other conversation. We got a problem.
no, there's no candy. Okay, let's start with that, because clearly he has a problem if there's no candy. There is definitely candy. There is a candy display of different. It's an assorted candies, and you can just kind of create your own assorted candy bag. So um when you walk into the space, there are oversized lollipops. There are candy, like the hard candy, the different flavor hard candy. Those are hanging from the ceiling. Wow. There's obviously a Christmas tree because it was the holiday, but it's an untraditional tree. Not necessarily traditional holiday colors. We went with obviously Noir, it means black, so black is our base color, and then the pops are all the colors that you would see in the actual game Candyland. So it was inspired by Candyland, the game. There's also an oversized game of Candyland that you can play,
Oh
like
wow.
size, and then we have a chic bar that we call Blondie Blending Lab, so you can always get a nice cocktail. And let me see, I have a featured artist this time, and she is absolutely amazing, Miss Shantae Williams Young. I'm sorry, Shantae Young Williams. Let me get her name right. She is our featured artist because it is an art gallery. So at MKT Place Gallery, in Wilmington, Delaware. So we made sure that her aesthetic really went with the flow, and she did an amazing job. She does a lot of different shapes, and it's kind of based on fantasy and based on jazz music. So it really was complementary color wise and aesthetically to the theme.
So okay, so that's a whole world, right? I'm thinking, cause like it's not like I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be some candy. Like I had a candy lady downstairs. Her house was like Candyland Noir. She was black, but maybe that's not what you meant. So now that you described it, I'm like, oh wow, this is different. It's a whole experience you're creating in this situation. That I feel like that was difficult. That sounded like it was difficult to put together and like to scheme out. Like how did you do all of that?
So my thought process is always let's grab some inspiration and see what we're feeling for, the next go around. I don't typically have off rip what I want to do. So I was going between like a glow light party versus Candyland. So I kind of go to Pinterest and go online, just kind of see what people are doing or have done. And then I start thinking about what I want to do. What am I trying to convey? What do I want to include this time? When I first, like I said, my very first one, I was very adamant on wanting to have an adult ball pit. So that was like not happen. So then I based everything else around that. Um, in this situation, like I said, I got the inspiration, and I really liked Candyland. I loved Candyland as a kid, obviously. It's girly and it's colorful and whimsical and all these things. And I just kind of wanted a whimsical event, but something that was a little on the higher end. That kind of gave that very clean and polished feeling. And that's kind of where the New York came from. Like, I love my staple colors on my brand are black and white. They're very classic and they're clean. So I kind of took that and added it to the theme and just kind of popped in with the Candyland New York. And then from there, I just started adding things that I knew I needed, or that I wanted. Blondie Mansion always has the blending lab, so that's like a non-negotiable, right? So I already knew we was gonna have a bar, and we do mocktails too for those who don't drink. So that was a thing. And Candyland New York, you can't have Candyland, as you said, without candy. So I knew that was a non-negotiable. So I just kind of mapped it out that way, and then I go into the space, looking to see what kind of space I have, and just kind of making it happen.
Okay, right. Again,
A lot.
so here's how I break that down for the people, because I want them to know, not only just to know what you did, but I like for people to be able to take this information and kind of use it themselves. So in general, right, when curating an experience, essentially you starting with that centerpiece in that theme. When you got that centerpiece in that theme, that centerpiece, I'm gonna build around it, and the theme is gonna come with some non-negotiables. Because if I'm really gonna be true to theme, like it's Candyland, you gotta have candy, non-negotiable. Okay, so Reese's better be in the conversation. So if we're talking about it, like that's just how it's supposed to go. So I just like for people to understand that sometimes when you're coming up, you're trying to figure out, hey, how can I do this? You can kind of start with that centerpiece, bing bong, and after you start with that centerpiece and that theme, you can kind of fill in the middle and get it rocking. Now, with that said, okay, so the next event at this Candyland Noir, it feels like a world. Every time I say it, just feel like a whole experience.
That's good.
But
That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, clearly it sound like work. What is the next the next situation that people can walk through the doors at this Candyland and see this, world of my imagination? Like, when's the next time they can do that?
So me and Shantae will actually be in the space tomorrow. Tomorrow will be free for you to come in and view the art, kind of gauge the space, look at the experience, take some photos because there's photo ops. And then next Friday, which is the 13th, we will be having Tipsy Art Escape. Oh, I know you're like, what is that? It's a paint and sip, but it's different than a paint and sip because you're going to get a whole experience with us. So Shantae is actually going to be the instructor artist, and you will come in and you will do your paint with her. It is a $50 ticket. We definitely have them. If you go to my bio, on my LinkedIn, on my IG, you can purchase your ticket from there. And then the next event is on the 15th.
Hold on, pause. Pause, because you said, because I got to be in the negative for a second. So you said it's going to be an experience, and you only named painting. What else are we doing? What else makes it? Give me this. Is it beverages? You ain't even mentioned what we sipping. Like, what's happening at this situation?
You ain't told me to run a script. You asked what it was. Okay, so we're going to do painting with Shantae. We're going to have a signature drink, and it'll be bottomless signature drink. There will be small bites. There will.
Don't be drunk. Go ahead.
Gypsy Art Escape. Hello. So there will also be small bites. There will also be some sweet treats. And then there's some things that are more or less like surprises that I can't share. Sorry.
Wow, the whole surprise situation. I can't even know what the surprise situation is. That's okay. That's fine. Listen, most of y'all get drunk for 50 anyway. I don't hear nothing. Need y'all to listen. Go ahead. That right there. Listen. All right. So boom. So that y'all got the tipsy paint situation. Bong bong. Okay. Then on the 13th.
15th.
No. Excuse me. What's the 15th?
The 15th is Brunch and Relax, our second one.
Okay.
So Brunch and Relax is definitely a vibe. So we hosted one before Christmas, and it was really, really great. We hosted 10 women. We do have a cap because of space. This go around, we are hosting yoga. We are doing mini facials and mini massages. And then we are also going to have great brunch by Kia Denise. She is a chef out of Philadelphia.
Wow. Okay. So they're going to come. They're going to get the grub, right? Bing bong, right? Oh, my fault. They're going to get the grub, the massages, the bottomless mimosa. What is this, a resort? Like, the bottomless mimosas. Like, that's the whole vibe. I'm leaving something out. But it's a whole situation. Yoga. And then y'all got the nerve to want to, like, be fit about some shit. Okay, that's cool. Listen. No, relax, relate, release. I'm here for it. Relax, relate, release. Noir, Renge, chill. All right, so then, by the way, so on the 15th, after you leave there with the bottomless and y'all like don't be like fully drunk, but you can be like medium, however you feel like you need to be. You can see me because I'm gonna be at Oddly Dope. Right? Listen, Oddly Dope that day, doors open at 5. We at the Oddity Bar. Swerve, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know Swerve, but Swerve gonna be on the mic. He gonna be swerving. You know what I mean? Sweet Ice, Bow, she gonna be swerving. That's what we gonna be doing. It's gonna be a whole situation at the Oddity Bar on the 15th. That's where I'm at 5. So after you done with the brunch and the Noir, right? Boom, the relaxing brunch. Right? You're gonna be chilling, you're gonna do some yoga, you're gonna sip, you're gonna be yaka, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be like, I wonder what G Dash and them up to. You feel me? What's the Delaware Music Network up to, right? I'm gonna tell you, right? We're gonna be right over at the Oddity Bar, right? Sweet Ice probably just about to get on. You know what I'm saying? This we're gonna shut it down. So that's your 15th. Glad we planned out your Sunday on that day. Now, okay. Is there something else happening at this place before, or when's closing day? Is there more there?
So the last thing we are going to be doing, Shantae and I are hosting the closing show on the 27th, which is a Friday, and we are going to do an artist conversation. We will have someone moderate the conversation. I'm not sharing who yet. Just stay tuned, and they will be moderating a conversation with myself and Shantae in regards to like Candyland Noir, how we started, how she started her artist career, and just things like that.
Wow. Okay. So boom. So at the end, you pretty much tie it all up in a bow and have a conversation with the people.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that one's free.
Absolutely.
Okay. So here's what you do, right? I'm telling y'all what y'all plan is. Okay.
You have to.
Boom.
Not everybody's schedule. You have to.
Why not? Like, literally, I'm playing your schedule. This is what I'm doing, y'all. Listen, so that's what I'm doing. Y'all didn't know what G-Dash is here to do. I'm about to set your schedule up. So, right, mark this off, all right? So, tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, you're going to slide through. Okay, you're gonna come through to see the Candyland Noir. Why? Because you want to see what this looks like. You're like, I don't know. I ain't know if I'm sure about to pay for something that I don't even know what it look like up in here. Right? Boom, boom. So you're gonna walk through tomorrow for the free look. Okay, that's what that's about, right? You know, grab some Skittles for me. All right, now, okay, then. On the 15th, right? Well, no, excuse me, on the 13th. On the 13th, that's when, on the 13th, if I'm correct, that's when the whole vibe is gonna be the tipsy in the paint joint. Y'all gonna be painting. You're gonna have the bottomless beverages. There's some surprises. There's some grub. It's a whole little situation in Candyland Noir.
Whole vibe.
Whole vibe, right? It's a whole vibe situation. So there's that, and then right, then you might want to recoup on that Saturday. I ain't even mad at the recuperation, bro. Get your recuperation on, because this Sunday gonna come back, right? Boom, guess what you gonna want? Grub, little brunch like situation, bing bong. Okay, so that's where you gonna stop. You're gonna get the grub on. Right there at the Candyland Noir, that's gonna be the brunch. You're gonna first do a little yoga, get your mind, get your whole body to get your chakras and stuff. After you do the yoga situation, okay, then you gonna grub, get your mimosa on, chill, come see me at Oddly Dope, right? Because we rocking them. I got Swerve, you know, some Swerve and Sweet Ice, we there. Then you ain't noticed, but that's Martin Luther King weekend, right? So the next day, right, I'm gonna tell y'all, there's a whole community center off of Sycamore, downtown Wilmington, in case you listen, feel like coming around. That's it. They doing a Martin Luther King Day situation, right? Delaware Music Network in the building. You feel me? So me being me, I'm gonna tuck the stage. I'm gonna be on that stage too. So after you see us there, the next day come through, because this one ain't gonna be the same. This one gonna be about about Martin Luther King. We're gonna take it for the people, okay? I'm gonna have you in your yeah, man. We standing up for yourself. We gonna feel a good way. You know, that's what I'm gonna do, okay? Listen, because we clowning with Swerve. I need you to know we sipping, we clowning with Swerve. Martin Luther King Day. We gonna keep y'all. We gonna get your mind right. We gonna get your vibe right at the same time. Ooh, I like that. Get your mind right and your vibe right. Somebody write that down for me. All right, boom. So then after Martin Luther King Day, what you're going to do is you're going to slide back to the Candyland Noir towards the end of the month, because guess what? It's going to be the artist talk. You want you to get your final little vibe on, see what it look like in there, and then kind of hear what the inspiration is. Get all the questions that I ain't asked. You know what I'm saying? What I ain't asked, I left some stuff out on purpose for somebody else to grab. So y'all go ahead and snatch that up, throw that up in that conversation. All right? It's going to be Sarah Crawford and Shantae Williams. That's when you get that real in-depth. What inspired? So they hung them upside down. What made them hang the candy like that? Stuff like that. Talk to them. All right, then, and that's gonna close out your month. So you are officially welcome for what I was able to do. Hooked your welcome up. I hooked up the whole month situation. You see what I'm saying? Listen, that's it. That's what G Dash do. I play in your schedules. Okay. I do improv, spoken word. I'm a published author, and I play in your schedule. Okay, so listen. Somebody needs to figure out the check that they're gonna cut me to playing schedules.
What?
All right. So, so you put all this together, and you're a curator, a vibe curator, an experience curator. What advice would you give somebody who wants to be able to do something like that? Because that, like when you described the room, it felt like work and hard to do and all of this. You know what I'm saying? But even like I can even hear some of it, like being like just kind of the vision of it. But like, what advice would you give somebody trying to create that and do stuff like that?
So there's a lot of things I would say, but my first thought, and it's something that I'm definitely working with, as people, we think we one-man bands. It's not a thing. Stop it. And I need to stop it. So think about your capacity. What you want to focus on and what it is you really want to do within that experience. And then, like I always tell my people, buy your weakness. Or if you can't buy your weakness, ask your friends, ask your family, hey, can you come help? I don't care if they're unrolling tape and help you tape something on the wall. You know, it's going to take a little pressure off of you, and it makes the process go by a little bit, smoother. So really think about your capacity. And if you're really going to want to do it, I always say marry yourself to it. Like, one thing about me, my parents always say, when your name is attached to it, you got to see it through, and you need to do it all the way big. So it got to be right. So don't half step on what your vision is. And if you really don't think that you can complete your vision in the way you really see it fit, I would say put it on the sideline for a second, reevaluate and refocus and figure out how you can get it done.
Okay. All right, because I'll be having to sum up what you say. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna take that and put it in this ball real quick. I'm gonna break the ball out in slices. Okay, so this slice said, "Hey, buy your weakness." That's probably my favorite statement. I love that. Buy your weakness, because if you just because you can't do it, you might need to pay somebody to do it for you. And if you can't pay somebody to do it for you, that's when they start doing brand partnerships, baby. You ain't even gotta have a brand. Listen, I ain't gonna give them that much game, but
collaborations. Yep.
Collaborations, tell them that. You do some collaborations with people who can do the things you can't, right? So if you can't purchase it, you work with them, and then the money comes off the back end, or just the equity can be inside of it. So there's that. There's also understand that you're not alone. It's the second. You are not alone. You can't do it by yourself. When you try to do it by yourself, you're going to spread yourself too thin. If y'all don't know Tuck, me and Tuck had this conversation like 5 years ago. But because a lot of people, I'll say that, a lot of people think they got to do it on their own, and it got to be them. And whether it be trust issues or this or that, and for whatever reason having issues with trying to be a team or ego, it don't work that way.
So wait, I gotta speak on that. I can't even let you say that and not say nothing. So one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just people in general or if it's more magnified here in Delaware, what I want y'all to know is that there is literally room for everybody. I feel like you should be in your lane, that's fine. But you gotta understand, even if you're in the same lane with somebody else, there is room for you there. Do not feel like you can't ask for help because you feel like somebody going to take over this, that, and the third. I talk a lot about your secret sauce. If you know what your secret sauce is, that should never even be a thought. Because that means it don't matter if you give them the recipe, they're not mixing your sauce like you are, right? So I just, again, like you said, you're not alone, and it's okay to ask for help. And ain't nobody taking your stuff, right? So that's how I feel about it. Okay, I'm done.
That's a fact. Okay, right. So, okay. So I will say, they are going to take your stuff. I'm not going to lie about that. Somebody going to steal your stuff at some point if you good. But that's okay. You got to eat that. Like it sucks.
Try.
They're going to try to take your stuff. They're just not going to be able to do it as good as you. That's the fact. Tell them to do it better. That's really what it is. Tell them to do it better, because that's literally the line. They're going to try to steal your stuff. Don't get lost in that, because if you get lost in that, you get mad, and then you pause. People start focusing on the fact that somebody like tried to do what they did, and they stop moving. Like, you got to keep moving even after they steal your stuff. So, but yeah.
It's not supposed to paralyze you. You just got to just make it happen and be better about it. That's how I feel about it.
That's a fact, because again, they ain't got all the ingredients to the sauce. You feel me? They might try to steal your sauce, but they ain't really got all the ingredients. So that's what makes it. And then, by the way, elements change ingredients. Like, understand something. Like, so I could put hot sauce on a burger. You feel me? I'm not putting hot sauce on my salad. That's just not how I rock. You feel me? Like,
it has to be rum cake universe hot sauce. Just saying.
Okay, listen, I'm down for it. I prefer mine infused. So I feel like that's what we're talking about. But the reason why I say it is it's okay to work with different people and to share different things and to kind of build, because sometimes when you work with the right squad, you wind up creating something different. You feel me? Again, we're all a network. Shouts out to Delaware Music Network. You see what I did there? Okay, listen. Putting things together, finding new ways to collaborate and still build. You got to find your tribe, right? That's important. All right. So, all right, fine. I'm done off the tangent. We gave the people some. Oh, no. Also, in the gyms category, the last one that you said is if you cannot do it now, right? If you can't figure out a way to get your thing done the right way with integrity, the way that you want it, right? Then you might have to table it. Right, put it to the side a little bit, and then figure out, and you can postpone. Right, I personally feel like it's okay to pause, but don't stop.
Absolutely.
The second that you stop, it's so hard to start again. Like, starting again after you stop is a problem. Yep. But if you just pause it, it's on postpone. You kind of keep updating it. You kind of keep it in you reaching back for it. You tickling it a bit, but that way you can keep aware of it when you're ready to actually move with it. Right, and it's not just collecting dust. So that's kind of that balance.
That part.
What you say?
I agree.
There you go.
That was number 3.
All right, cool. Well, if that's the case, then this has been a phenomenal episode of Hats Off. What you got coming down the pike? Is there a long-term vision for the situation?
So yeah, of course there is. So number one, I already told you guys I'm expanding our original, so that's probably the biggest thing we have going on right now. But there are two other things that we're going to be doing later, like much later in the year. We are going to be doing, because remember, I'm still a fashion designer, so we're doing a capsule collection in September, and somewhere in the spring, I am going to do the second edition release of my book.
Oh, okay. We got books and things, so you're gonna be back up here talking about the books, back up here with the clothes, because I'm gonna get some. And well, no, because I don't want no tutus. I got daughters. We'll figure that out. I don't know. I gotta think about that because I don't want to like maybe hoodies. Y'all doing hoodies? We'll talk about later. All right. So with that said, we see what's coming down the pike now. So upon closing, is there any words, anything you would like to say? Actually, I need a word. I gotta close out the show, and I can't close out the show properly unless I get a word. Because I tell the people, if they give me a word, I give you a poem. You heard me? So what you got?
So this is called the Noir episode, so let's just say Noir.
Hold on, guys. See what it is? It's in the back of the gums. It's Noir, like Dior, Noir. I think about it. Hold up. I had to take it down. All right. Noir?
Yes.
Noir. All right. I'm thinking. See, sometimes it can be a vibe in a certain time when it feels like the hat of mine seems to be where the brim is wide. Oh, I guess I must have decided to have on the whole suit. This is just how I'm about to move. Oh, you get how I'm about to do? I'm setting the whole mood. Excuse you. Take this color away. It's black and white all day. This is how we about to move through. You heard me? Okay. I need you to see this vision. Just stop, look, and listen. This is what I want you to do. See, I need you to know that this whole move is meant to set something that's a chill little groove, right? See, they can't handle that because, see, it can move in a way that's flowing. Yeah, you gonna smile. You might laugh a bit. Hold on. Where's my beverage? I need to sip some of this. Now you getting lit. That's how it starts to see that. That ain't nothing but a dark tint. My fault. I ain't know if you felt that, but it's more than just all black, but it's still all black. You heard that? Okay. I need you to understand. I'm not trying to get where your nerves at, but just sit back. Come on, relax. Matter of fact, where that Skittles at? Okay, I might need two of those and then hit a Starburst too. This is just how I'm trying to move. I feel like, what was that? Is that a cookie? Oh, you probably got the ones that's infused. I came in with my own. That's cool. Either way, I'm in a mood. Okay? This is just how the vibe is supposed to be. See, they want me to say, how am I supposed to be or how am I going to be? Well, I guarantee you're going to see. You're going to see the same things that you've always wanted to just smile at for a second. You know, breathe, exhale, and feel that. You know, get it. See, I don't want to take you too far, but I know that everyday life is so hard that sometimes I just need you to chill and enjoy your Candyland Noir. Yeah. That was like, you feel me? That was like, I pulled the little back around the back, right? All right, so just my thoughts on what I've been thinking. That's G-Jones. This has been a phenomenal episode of Hats Off with Sarah Crawford. You got something else to say to the people on the way out?
No, thank you for having me. If you guys want to get in touch with me, you can go to anaraoriginal.com. That's ANARA original, spelled the original way.com.
Okay. And where can they see this whole experience with the food? With there's a lot going on in that situation. Where can they see that?
Candyland New York right now is housed at MKT Place Gallery on the corner of 9th and Orange Street, 200 West 9th Street in Wilmington, Delaware.
All right. And again, y'all check the link in the bio. I got the Hats Off playlist. It's rocking, all right? That's the YouTube version. The rest of them coming out in a little bit. It's a whole little Yaka mean. You feel me? All right, it's your boy G-Dash. It's an episode of Hats Off. We out of here. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. All right? Y'all have a great week, a great time. I'll see y'all next week.